Hello everyone, welcome back. In this part, we're going to talk about JavaScript JSON. JSON is format for sorting and transporting our data between our servers and applications. Basically, JSON is JavaScript object with some data inside of it that we use this type of JavaScript and JSON to transfer data between of our servers. And it's very easy to understand and use inside of our codes. And we can hold any data type that we want inside of JSON. So let's start and have some tests for this. So we can have that in our JS file, or we can create another file. Let's say we name that info.json. And here, this is extension for our JSON file. First of all, we're going to wrap all of our codes and text inside of these curly braces, because you remember this JSON file is object of JavaScript. And we use these curly braces in JavaScript objects. After this, here, we need to give the field that we want. For example, here, let's say we want to save field name right here. Then we use this double columns right here, and then the value that we want. For example, let's say here we want to say name1 right here. Then we're using this comma to separate that from our second item. And let's this time save some number. So we use age right here. And it's going to be, let's say, 28. After this, we can have, for example, save some arrays here too. For example, let's say cars right here. And here we use our array, of course. And we say, for example, BMW, Ford, and Volvo. And another thing that we can have right here after these one is object itself. So let's say here we have our friends right here, which is object that holds friends in separate lines. So our first one is going to be, for example, Tim. Second one is going to be Tom. And let's say it has third friend of Ben. And this is how you use your JSON file. So we have pay right here that we separated with our comma. Each one needs to have this name right here, which is going to refer to that data we are using. Then it can be string, numbers, integers, floats, arrays, and objects. And pay attention that our JSON file can hold us our Boolean values too. For example, let's say here we have field of is programmer, and it's going to be, for example, true right here. So we can save our Boolean values here as well as other things. And if we want to have these kind of JSON file inside of our JavaScript, we just need to copy this one and come to our JavaScript file. But pay attention that here we got error, and what we need to do is we just simply need to create some variable and object just right here. Let's say we name that info right here, and now you can see we got our JSON data inside of our JavaScript file. After this one, we have lots to talk about our JSON, which how we use that inside of our codes. We convert that it's going to be in our JSON tutorial that's going to start after this JavaScript tutorial ends. And we're going to cover that we have some methods in object of JSON. For example, here, if we use this JSON right here, you can see that we got a bunch of options of parse, stringify, and other things right here that we're going to talk about later. For example, if we use this stringify right here and give the info that is our JSON file right here, and we print that, you can see that we got that in our string form and string format. But if we don't have this one, and we have only our info right here, you can see that we got that in object mode. And just as same as this, if we have some string right here as our info, we can use function of JSON.parse. And if we give string to this one, string of object, of course. So let's wrap all of these things to be in string, and pay attention, if we use double columns or columns right here, it's going to be error. So we use backticks right here, so it be string, and remove these spaces right here because backticks is going to save them and not removing them. And now let's run. You can see that we got that in string format, and simply we can use just type of right here, and you can see this time we got this string right here. And if we use this JSON.parse and give our info that and run again, we got type of object, which is going to be our JSON info right here. And after these ones right here, let's actually have this in our JSON format and object format right here. And now here, because this is object, we can access the values by putting the field's name. So for example, we want this name right here. Of course, we can use this info.name just like this. And if we print, you can see that we got access to that. And as same as this name, we can access the other values like this age, field of is programmer right here, another field that we have of these cars, and actually let's all of the cars printing. So we use index 0, index 1, and index 2 right here. And after that, we're going to have our friends objects right here, and let's actually print all of them separately too. So we use another dot right here again to use our first item and first value right here. And pay attention that here in the first dot we have selected the all of this thing which is inside of our info. So we're selecting this friends, we use this dot to come to here. And second time, again, because this is object itself, we use a dot to come to this and grab this one. So after this, we have second and of course our third one. And now if we run, you can see that we got the name one, age is programmer, all of the cars that we have, and all of the friends that we declared in our JSON file. Please give a like and subscribe to catch next videos.